A couple of months ago, we made a call out to you guys to submit videos of your cars, trucks, and all kinds of machinery to us for an edition of Dude, I Love or Hate My New Ride at Home edition. And here in this episode, I have the craziest, the wildest, and the biggest and the heaviest vehicle that we have received to date. And it's a crane. And it's got 12 wheels, 6 axles, and here's our friend Bo from Denmark to show you this crane and tell you everything about it. And by the way, yes, it can also tow an F-150 behind it. Check it out.
Welcome to BAS Kraner. Behind me you see one of the world's largest mobile tower cranes. It has 6 axles and an own weight of 72 tons. It has a 60-meter horizontal jib. The crane can lift a maximum of 10 tons at 13.5 meters and has a tip load of 1.7 tons at 60 meters. It's among the largest mobile tower cranes in the world, and we have several of these units in our fleet. The point of a mobile tower crane is not to lift heavy loads. There are other types of mobile cranes that can lift several hundred tons. Heavy lifting on any construction site, whether on industrial, retail or residential, only accounts for 20% of all lifting cycles. 80% of all lifting tasks does not exceed 1.5 tons, and this is where a mobile tower crane has its force. No additional ballast is required. The counterweight behind me weighs 7.3 tons. As long as I keep my finger on the remote control, the PLC unit is running a program for rigging or de-rigging the crane. The force of a mobile tower crane is speed and maneuverability. It only takes 30 minutes to rig or de-rig the crane by the push of a button. Every crane has a trailer and a van for the operator, thereby making them autonomous. No extra trucks with ballast needed or help from riggers. With the jib in horizontal position, it has a hook height of 35 meters and a radius of 60 meters with a tip load of 1.7 tons. With the jib in 30 degrees lifted position, it has a hook height of 66 meters. It still has the ability to lift 1.7 tons at the tip. The lifting chart does not decline even though the trolley moves the load 30 degrees uphill.
So this is a combination of a giant truck that's able to carry a crane on top of it, obviously, and it's a mobile crane, obviously, but then it unfolds, as you see here, into this giant tower crane, not a boom crane, a tower crane. And I really haven't seen anything like this before. It's like a transformer just unfolding itself and becoming giant, huge monster. And here's just some of the specs on the truck underneath it, just by itself. The own weight of the vehicle is 159,000 pounds, about 72 tons. The axle rating per axle, it has 6 of them, is 26,500 pounds per axle. The engine, the diesel power on the truck itself, is a DAF Packard company engine with 530 horsepower and 1,840 pound-feet of torque. And it has 6 axles, but only 3 of them are powered, so it's a 6x6 wheel drive. The first axle is steering, second axle is steer and drive, third one is steer and drive. The fourth axle is just there for carrying weight, doesn't steer, doesn't drive. The fifth axle is a steering axle, and finally the final axle in the back, the sixth axle, can steer and power the vehicle. Maximum speed, 51 miles per hour.
Instead of wearing a safety harness and climb into the jeeps for doing maintenance, it's possible to stretch the jeep down to the ground for easy access. Here you see the trolley camera, and here you see the aircraft warning lights for working around airports. This is the Super Bowl for crane operators. Behind me in the electrical cabinet you see the brain of the crane, and in front of me you see what we call a piano box. With all these buttons we can solve any issue there might be with the crane. The crane has the ability to drive sideways in order to maneuver into tight spaces. It has hydraulic suspension that can level the crane in any direction should it be positioned on an incline. It is possible to operate the crane via remote control or from the top cabin located 35 meters up, equivalent of the 12 storage in a high-rise building.
Bo, thank you for making this video. It's amazing. I learned so much information that the crane has its own elevator. I mean, it's a giant thing. The operator can be a remote or actually inside of the crane. My mind is blown. Thank you for sending this in and spending the time with all kinds of angles and shots. I think you were flying your drone to show this crane to us. Really amazing. And guys, if you have a cool truck, car, side-by-side, tractor, a crane, you can send us these videos to us using the TFLstudios.WeTransfer.com. Just tell us what you're uploading, what vehicle you're sending to us, and we'll receive it, review it, and if it's really something cool and the video came out well, we'll publish it either on this channel, on TFL Off-Road, or we'll just publish it everywhere. So thank you, and go back to TFLtruck.com for the latest news, views, and real world, I guess finally crane reviews.